Good afternoon, everyone, especially those civil engineering aspect, civil engineering prospect of the country who are studying civil engineering in order to serve the construction industry and or the real estate industry or any other infrastructure industry. Um, so this has been my dream uh, project where since last 6 or 7 years I have been wanting to come up with a video uh, which will be staggered into your requirement in what way you are taking it up. So I'm thinking of sharing you my own experience, which I have worked for last 20 years nearly. I basically I'll brief you my uh, profile first. I am a civil engineer, uh, a BTech civil engineering from Mangalore University, and that was in the year 93, 97, and I have done my postgraduate from in advanced construction management from Nikmar, Hyderabad. So, and that was so uh, 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 greatly designed my thought process that when I have to go to my post graduation, so I have almost taken up 7 to 8 years nearly. Then I joined my post graduation uh, uh, because things were very clear to me right from very first day when I was in one of the uh, best construction company of the country. I was their training engineer when we were selected in a campus placement, and I was reluctant that I'll go for a construction industry or a real estate industry or the company which is doing the civil engineering practices. That is again a kind of thinking which you have to inculcate because um, the way I have seen it in last 10 12 years normally, where most of the civil engineering from premier colleges will see that many civil engineers, while when they start comparing with the life of the other professionals um, or their co friends or partners or their classmates, when they go to software industry or manufacturing industry, there is a big gap between uh, working in industrial sector or software sector and the construction sector. Construction sector is a bit it is a job which is a it is not it is I will not say that it is a you treat this as a job because it is also a service to the nation, I can say, because you will see many people, many civil engineers who has been very reluctant while joining the construction industry, and that they won't go for any other sectors. They will choose to go to infrastructure sectors or its construction sectors, and they will work in a particular area to serve the nation, like in the it was the year 1999, I can say, when there was a government, central government, who has taken a very fine initiative to connect the entire Northeast or entire Seven Sisters state with that of the other part of the India. So in that process, we have come up with the Golden Triangle project. We have come up with East-West corridor. We have come with Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. We have come with Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana and many others, many others. So the scenario and the face of the civil engineering has changed over there automatically. Now, the quantum and the magnitude of a project, even you will see, it is a very vast one. Initially, when we were working, we have started working. You will not believe most of the new or students who are studying. They will not believe that we have now we have a very organized sector in construction industry where you will find civil engineer working differently with the mechanical and electrical engineers because nearly 20 to 30% of the budget is for MEP, mechanical and electrical parts, the electrical scope of the project. So the entire perception and purview has changed in the construction industry. Initially, when we were started our career in 1997, we had to take up all mechanical and electrical work of our own because it was not there was no choice for us. And sometime when I look back at that time in 1997, it was very hectic. When you are working in construction, civil engineering construction, it is a timeless process. You are not bound to have a limitation of times that there is this particular hour to this particular hour you will work in construction industry, because normally you will see many of the cash flow generating scope of the construction activities. You will see they are mostly conducted in night time because of the traffic issues and the demand issues. So a lot purview and lot of perception has changed in the construction industry. Now you will see your friend will be there who will be a mechanical engineer, who will be electrical engineer, apart from a civil engineer. So you will be a stake partner in or an internal customer in working for any project. So doing a project of different nature is in construction sector is a very challenging. Most of the time, when even I have seen that when you are asked that how many year of experience you have earlier, or suppose a company is offering me a commercial project, they wanted to know that whether I have worked in commercial project or not. But my perception was very different in construction industry. That I feel that yes, if I have worked with commercial project at some place of time, that doesn't mean that the upcoming commercial project which I will be taking up uh, will be the same kind of cakewalk for me. Every project is a very very different project because there are thousands of inputs which I will be discussing in the upcoming videos. And uh, I can say that my uh, process of talking to all of the civil engineer and civil engineering students and the new people, new freshers who are working in construction industry to sync that the subject which we have learned and the working what we are doing, because work can only be a, you can only rejoice the works once you will understand the basic behind the working, why it is happening. There are many things which has to, inculcate and churn by your own thought process, that I can say. But one thing I'll tell you, that for initial 10 years when you are opting for to go in civil engineering and construction practices, the starting 10 years is a very absorbing 10 years where you learn something, you have to learn something if you want to survive in this industry, if you want to compete with other people, and if you want to be a good professionals. In that way, everything, like right from land mutation to registration of land and licensing of land, and this is, I am talking about the housing, mass housing plan, or residential projects or commercial project. The process is same, where seven or eight government agencies, which I will be discussing in later videos, they comes into picture to approve the project, and the project started. And that I will be discussing in the upcoming videos. But I am coming up in the next videos with. You will love to see some of my friend who are expert in MEP, and they have been working abroad. But you will love to listen him, because he has a very vast experience, and the connectivity which he has done with the academics, what he has learned in his engineering college. So that is a very fantastic thing, and that will be a very good experience for you to listen him, because even today also, if I have any issues regarding mechanical or electrical or HVAC, which is air conditioning of the entire project, so, or electrical substation, or LT panel room or ST panel room, these electricals, it is very vast area of civil engineering project, any civil engineering project I am talking. So when you will start learning from and talking and interacting from him, because I have decided that for the first few videos, I'll be briefing you about how to connect the academics with the construction, live construction at the site. That will make you quite aware about the things you learned, and the things you do in the working area. So that is very important, because you have learned structural engineering, and then you have learned structural designing, you have learned steel structures, you have learned irrigation structures, you have learned bridge engineering. So these are only be connected once you go for you go with the interest of learning, that what you have studied is being synced properly at the working area. Then you will enjoy. So civil engineering is a very interesting subject in toto. In the concluding way, I can say it's a very interesting industry, and it is a service to the nation. In other word, I can say, because we are a civil engineer who works without caring that how much hour we are working or what way we are working or what are our responsibilities and how we have to cater our responsibilities. So those things is also very important, which you will see a kind of uh, uh, these things you will not find many in many other sectors like the manufacturing sectors or software sectors. They have the leverage of timing, or they have the leverage of working with the home to direct home to the clientele dealing mostly. Very different working areas.